So there is this clip I want us to look at, but before I put it up and get out of your hair so you guys can see it, I do have a few words, so bear with me, please. I know I'm a mess, my lip busted, literally can't get any worse from this point. So I have been doing a lot of reading and studying lately, watching videos here and there to educate myself on necessary truths, facts, and history that I should know as a Black person, as an African, all that good stuff, right? And I thought I should bring this information to the channel as well. So when it comes to knowing these truths and educating myself, I do not take it lightly as well, not for my own sake alone, but also for the sake of my children, because we want to be able to pass this relevant information and truths to our kids so they do not grow up like us, you know, just navigating through this life without having the necessary tools and information that they would need to be strong Black boys and girls, right? I mean, we already know how dangerous it can be. I mean, life has shown us how dangerous it can be for a Black person to not know the truth about themselves, especially given the standard, you know, that they put there, which is the direct opposite of Black people. And I say it's dangerous because it really is dangerous. It's dangerous for you as a Black person to not know who you are, like the caliber of people you are from, the strength you are from, the majesty you are from. You are from kings and queens. You are like, you are the ish. It's dangerous for you to not know this, because when you don't know it, it's easy for you to start comparing yourself, right? It's easy to start looking at yourself like you are not the ish. It's easy to start looking at your complexion, your hair, your features, like you wish you had something else, right? So imagine you comparing yourself to other people when you are the ish, right? It's dangerous, and we do not want from our next generations, when we start having kids, for them to live like that. We want like this vicious circle to be ended. We want everything to have like a 360 turning around, and we need to reset, like literally it's a mission to reset. So for me, it's a big deal, because if we truly look at it, the lack of knowledge we have about ourselves and the believing of the lies that have been fed to us about ourselves, that's the source of the self-hate we see. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we break that vicious circle of ignorance about who we truly are. I'm going to use myself as an example. Growing up as a Black girl in Africa, I didn't know that it's possible for Black people to grow hair that would belong all the way down to your tailbone, get to your feet even if you wanted to get to your feet. I did not know. You see, the myth of Black people not being able to grow hair traveled down here. It came here. And unfortunately, till this day, there are still Africans who believe, or should I say don't know, that their hair can grow long. They don't know. Some of them don't believe. The myth is still here and thriving, sadly so. You as a Black mom, you as a Black dad, you need to have this information so you can pass it on to your child. So you can tell your child that Rapunzel has nothing on you, honey, because literally. So she doesn't watch cartoons and I wish her hair can grow that long. She's not in the shower all day putting, you know, towel on her hair and in the mirror doing like this.
Africans, do you know why the main goal of colonization was to totally depopulate and involuntarily mix the entire African continent in order to repopulate it with other races? Well, I have a message for Black people. So if you're not Black, you can stay. But if you're Black, I want you to listen, and listen good. The reason why history repeats itself is because the world is cyclic, and whatever goes around must come back around. There was a time that Africa ruled Europe for 800 years. And when I say ruled, I don't mean with guns and ammunition, but with knowledge, love, light, and Black excellence. So now, I want you, Black child, to know that we have cycled back to that time. A time when the kingdom of God belongs to the poor and the slaves, and mine is just to cut and raise. Yours is to step into your awareness of self. Yours is to go back within and get into union with your ancestors, your DNA. Get your ancestral membership back and remember all that you are. Because among you are the descendants of the likes of Mansa Musa, kings, queens. Among you are the DNA of the Talai, the tribe of the Lion of Judah. Among you are the inventors of the hieroglyphics. Among you are the architectures of the great pyramids, the incredible mathematics of the Ishango bone. Among you are the DNA of the Moors, the teachers of all modern European technology. Among you are the DNA that mentored great European philosophers like Pythagoras. As a black person, the DNA of slavery and colonization is not the only DNA that you carry, and they know that. The ancient, great African civilization is still present and imprinted deep in your soul. They can ban all the books and ruin all the universities, but your DNA is present. Your memory is present. Your ancestral knowledge is present deep in your soul and is yours forever. All I want to say is that there was a time they wanted to wipe you all off or mix you all up, so there was no one left to remember. There was a time that remembering who you are would have been a great crime, and so the ancestors had you forget to protect you. But I'm here to assure you that it is now safe to remember the African royalties among you. It is time for black people to experience the excellence of their own blackness. It is time to awaken the extreme talents and excellence that are deeply rooted within you. It is now safe to show the world who you are. Go within and remember. Join into one with your ancestors. How do you connect to your ancestors? A lot of you keep asking me this question, and today I'm here to answer it. So listen very carefully and to the end, because this is going to be very long. Animals were trained by the Emory University School of Medicine to fear the smell of cherry blossom. And as this was happening, they observed the sperm. They found out that a section of the DNA in the sperm responsible for sensitivity to the cherry blossom scent was made more active in the animal's sperm. Later on, both the animal's offspring and the offsprings of their offsprings were all born extremely sensitive to the cherry blossom and would avoid its scent despite never having experienced it since birth. This mutation was also observed to cause changes in the brain structure of both parents and their offsprings. So what does this mean? It means a topic in biology called transgenerational epigenic inheritance. This topic will teach you that the experiences of a parent before conceiving has the ability to influence both structure and function in the nervous system of its coming subsequent generations, which still means that memories, life skills, knowledge, fears, strengths, and practices of one's lineage are imprinted in the DNA of their descendants and the descendants of their descendants. The environment have the ability to affect an individual's genetics, which are in turn passed on, and this is how descendants have the ability to show imprints of their ancestries. Now, the only thing school taught you under this topic is that you can inherit diabetes, obesity, cancer, mental health from parents, but they omitted the fact that you can also inherit the good stuff, including skills and memory. This is why some children are born geniuses, because they immediately remember. So to connect to your ancestors, you have to remember and activate, so the spirit lives on. But how do you remember? We all know the world is divided into 24 hours, giving you 12 hours outside and 12 hours within. Your ancestors are present within, not outside. So in order to connect to them, you must go within and in awareness. Start moving towards skills and knowledge that feels easy to understand and comes naturally to you. They come naturally and feel easy because your ancestors already did the hard work. When it feels extremely difficult, it's because there's zero memory of it in your DNA. Whenever you move towards ease and not dis-ease, know you're moving towards your ancestors. This is the man who went down in history as the person who invented education. Just like most people think that civilization started in Europe. Well, it did not. Civilization started in Mesopotamia and the Great Kemet of Africa. Then later on, about 1200 BCE, was when civilization was reaching the Central America, the modern day Mexico. So there is no way a white man would have invented education when the first university in the world, the University of Timbuktu, was located in Africa. The University of Timbuktu was established by Mansa Musa, who was a Malian empire and the richest man in the world by that time. Subjects like philosophy, cultural studies, language studies, advanced African grammar were mandatory, while subjects like history, algebra, physics, medicine, chemistry, arithmetic, and astronomy from the Dogon people were totally optional. Students who did complete the course of study received clothes, blocks of salt, livestock, and money as gifts upon their graduation. Graduation ceremony consisted of wearing a white garment while riding a white horse towards the university.
Unfortunately, even the history that is being taught us here in Africa, or should I say Nigeria, isn't really, it's not fortified enough, basically. So there's a whole lot of self-learning, self-educating that we do need to do. get those books, visit those sites, watch those videos. That's all on us now as the adults that we are. We have to, you know, make that conscious decision and work towards it, because the fact still remains that we do need to step out of the darkness of not knowing who we are into the light of knowing who we are. We do need to step out of the darkness of, you know, forgetting who we are into the light of, like she says, remembering who we are. And we do need to make sure we are passing on this information to our children. It's very key to fortify them, to strengthen them, to enable them, to get them ready for this life. I keep bringing up the kids. I can't help it. Some of you might be thinking, no, I don't have a kid yet. I'm not married. I have to be married before I can, you know, make babies. So but before I go, I do not want to leave without saying to my dear African brothers and sisters, I want to say a very big thank you and God bless you, because the work you guys have been doing, the work you have been doing to restore, to reclaim, to, you know, decolonize, mad. So this is me accolading my African American AIDOS brothers and sisters for the work you guys have put in, but presently now reminiscing and thinking back to how I felt when I found out that Black people can grow hair. I don't have the words. I do not have the words to explain how I felt, how younger me felt. I was like, my God, it was mind-blowing. I did not exactly grow up not liking myself or the fact that I'm Black. I never had like self-esteem issues, but what I do know is that who doesn't want long hair? I always wanted long hair. So when I found out that I could get it after thinking for years that I couldn't, I was like, wow. So imagine a girl who's never had any issue with her appearance or thought lonely of her race or her people because of their Blackness. The only thing she wanted was hair. Then you tell her that, honey, the thing you've always wanted, you had it, you just didn't know how to go about it. Now nobody can tell me nothing, man, woman. So the natural hair movement led to a whole lot of Nigerians, you know, going back to their natural hair. And I want to stick with Nigeria here because sometimes generalizing and saying the whole of Africa can be dangerous. But let me know down below in the comment section how it affected your country. I can't wait for, you know, 50 years from now, and I want a situation where everybody's walking on the streets of Nigeria and we're literally blocking everybody's view. And I owe you guys the praise. We owe you guys the praise and the credit. I mean, a whole bunch of us don't know it yet because we're not aware of a lot of things that's going on. But yes, we do. If you guys had not started the natural hair movement, I wouldn't have known. We wouldn't have known. If you were not making tutorials on YouTube on how to take care of your natural hair, how to treat your natural hair, how to get it long, I never would have known that we can grow long Afro hair. I never would have known that the issue isn't that we aren't growing hair, but the fact that our hair is breaking because of how we are not taking care of it. I never would have known that you are not supposed to comb your hair from the roots down. You're supposed to comb from the tip and work your way up. I never would have known that you take care of your hair in session. May God continue to bless you guys, give you guys the strength. We are going to be joining now. It took us a while. It took us forever. What am I saying? But we are going to be joining now. And you know, two heads are always going to be better than one. So guys, I'm so sorry if this video seemed like I was talking about hair the whole time. Hair is just something that I'm very passionate about. Hair of Black people. It fascinates me. I am intrigued. I am like obsessed. And I really love it. I love our hair. Just can't get tired of talking about it and my whole experience of how I came to find out about, you know, how beautiful our hair is. If you guys want me to talk more about this and how I found out, you know, going in depth, maybe you should let me know down below and I'll make a video on it. Yeah, so but altogether, hair is just an example that I use to talk about the things we do not know about ourselves, vital things we do not know about ourselves, and how that can affect us as a people. But altogether, do let me know what your thoughts are about the video we featured. What do you think about it? What do you think about me rambling about hair? What's the situation in your country as regards to hair? Did the natural hair movement travel there? How is it really blooming and thriving and all that? Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you down below in the comment section and in my next videos. I'm sorry you guys had to sit through and watch this busted lip of mine. really insane. Do have a very lovely day. Stay blessed.